Hey everyone, welcome to the Reject the UN Migration Compact 2019. Some things about me. My name's Jesse. I'm one of the organisers of the event and one of the founders of New Zealand Sovereignty. I'm 24, I'm a Christian and I'm a dad, and all of these things are reasons why I'm out here today to tell the government to reject the UN Migration Compact. We've got a duty to stand up to the government when they're wrong, and we have a duty to stand up for the future generations to keep them safe and to make sure that the country we know and love is the same country that they get to grow up in. There is a push from outside forces to change the very dynamic that this country was built on. These outside forces come in many different forms, and where they have different methods such as socialism, authoritarian policy, and most recently mass, unchecked, unfettered immigration. Now, some of my grandparents were immigrants. A lot of your guys' families and a lot of you guys are immigrants. A lot of your families are immigrants. This has got nothing to do with trashing immigrants, right? This really is about preserving the sovereignty of New Zealand, which starts with rejecting the UN Migration Compact. And we get called racist for daring to go against the UN's agenda of open borders. Why? Because the globalist cucks who are pushing this kind of an idiotic policy shift are so racist they think migrants only come in one colour. They actually think that migrant means brown person. And so if we don't want too many migrants coming, we don't want too many brown. Do you see how that's kind of racist coming from the left? Thanks. I've got no problem with people's skin colour or their height or their gender or their country of origin. I have a problem with a few things that this UN Migration Compact has to offer. I've got a problem with cultures that seek to destroy our nation and its values. I have a problem with cultures that persecute women and minority groups in their own countries, and then they expect to be treated with privilege in our country. I have a problem with ambiguous language that allows for unscrupulous lawyers and government officials to reinterpret whatever they want to suit their agenda. I have a problem with an agreement which has only one defence provided in its favour. It's non-binding. Fantastic, it's non-binding, that's amazing, but I could think of a million awful, disgusting things that we could sign on to that are non-binding. I don't care if it's non-binding, because if it's non-binding, the government can still do it. They can still use it. That's the real threat. Not that they don't have to do it, but they have the ability to do it when they want to, when they can pick and choose to do it. They can cherry pick what they want. They have the grounds, and if they choose to use this agreement to circumvent our laws without even telling us they're going to do so, we could find ourselves in 5 years swamped with so-called refugees, and all that will have happened, is that the government of the day will have brought them all in under the terms of the UN Migration Compact and not said a single word about it. Nowhere in the Pact does it say that they must consult the people, and even if it did, it wouldn't matter. It's non-binding. Now, I personally know families of refugees that came here from Africa to escape genocide. They're hard-working people and they've integrated into our society. They respect our laws. And what we're seeing over in Australia is not integration. What we're seeing in Europe and in Canada and the US is not integration. What we need is a new policy, a hard and fast rule. Integrate or leave. Get out. We want to make room for families that want to come here and assimilate with our culture, a culture of individualism, a culture of capitalistic endeavour, a culture of respecting women, where people have freedom, people who have justice, who have some liberty left over. So thank you all for coming out, we really do appreciate it. It wasn't easy organising this, it wasn't cheap and it wasn't fun, but I would do it over again and again to fight to make sure this country stays great for the sake of my son and for the sake of the future generations.